always a little suspicious when a family member's like, hey, I've got this super cool truck I want to give you that you never knew about.
Yeah.
There it is.
What's behind curtain number 4, Shag?
A 1956 Ford truck.
It's been sitting in this barn since 1990.
This truck has been parked longer than Brian's been alive.
And it looks better, too.
Oh, man.
Shots fired.
This thing fell right out of the cherry tree, man.
Woo, look at that.
I got a good customer, Roy, coming in today, bringing his dragster.
I think she needs a makeover.
We're going to do a little paint work on it.
No ghost flames, no skulls, just clean look.
No flames or skulls, Roy?
No, sir. No.
Are you sure, Roy?
I'm real sure.
I'm Joe Martin. I've been building cars and bikes since I was just a little kid. My team hunts down rusted wrecks.
Are we gonna work today, Joe, or what?
We knock out the ugly and put in the cool. And turn these buckets of rust into street art. This is Iron Resurrection. Hey, check these pictures out.
Wow. That is cool looking.
That's pretty cool, man.
What year is that?
56. So I got an email about an old 56 Ford truck that belongs to Amanda's uncle. So it's been parked since 90.
Oh my lord, for 30
It's been
years?
sitting there for years. It's supposed to be in pretty good shape. It was running when it was parked.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
You'll definitely have to send Shag and Amanda out to look at this thing.
He was like, get in the car and go.
Mandy called, and she wants me to meet her at her uncle's place to check out this old Ford truck.
It'll take me 3.5 to 4 hours to get there. Shag's only an hour away, but I will still beat him there.
I mean, I'm more of a Cadillac. She's more of a Firebird. Did you call me from the Texaco or something?
Did you get stuck in traffic?
Man, I shouldn't have taken so long at lunch. So what are we looking at here?
We're here to check out Terry's 56 Ford truck. There he is.
What's up, guys?
Hey!
I did kind of a amateur restoration on it.
Terry's son-in-law, John, is a car guy too, so he's come along for the ride today.
I've heard the stories about it being in the barn and just being kind of abandoned there. It's been parked in this barn since 1990.
Oh my gosh!
Went back the door.
I love that color.
The color is Meta Mist Green. That's the original color of it.
Man, only thing missing is a wax job. Polish this thing up, it's ready to go.
It's all original wire. In fact, the engine has never been touched.
The body style's amazing.
Perfect
the color's
condition.
Amazing. The patina's perfect.
Dad, after World War II, became part owner in a Ford dealership. Saw this truck come in from the manufacturer one day and went to his dad and said, hey, we got a new truck in. And his dad bought it. And my granddad drove it probably up until he passed away in 67 or 68. He sold it right before that to a friend of his.
Which is funny because so your grandfather had the Ford dealership and my grandmother worked down the street at the Chevy
That's right.
dealership
Yeah.
on
I'm
Dallas
sure
Avenue.
They probably knew each other.
Oh my gosh,
they
that's
would-
crazy.
They would fight on the weekends.
So I got a good customer, Roy, coming in today. Roy's bringing a dragster for me to work on. Yeah, because his car's plain red. He wants to do something kind of cool to it. So, Roy, what do you have in mind for this thing?
I want to change it to like a candy apple red with a pearl white with a black on it.
It'll wake it up. Well, Roy's been driving for years. Him and his brother have had all kinds of cars over the years. And when I went to his shop, I saw all the old pictures on the wall, and it's got to be 30, 40 years at least. Well, I think Roy and his brother, they compete. I think they just do it for the love of it. It's a thrill. You test your manhood, you test your mechanical skills, you test your driving skills. I mean, it's all just, that's the whole thing about drag racing. It's just a rush. How long has this paint job been on here?
10 years probably.
Has it really?
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty good shape for 10 years, bro. For a race car, man. He's got an idea in mind. Roy's a great guy to work with, so I can't wait to see what he wants to do to this thing, and then hopefully we can do a cool paint job for him.
No ghost flames, no skulls, just clean look.
Uh-huh.
With some type pinstriping.
Yeah.
Paint Fisher Brothers back on it.
Okay. No flames or skulls, bro?
No, sir. Well,
Are you sure, Roy?
I'm real sure.
Terry's
Bought it
grandpa had the Ford dealership.
But he bought it new, sold it to a
Terry's
friend.
dad bought it
Oh, yeah, that's right.
from
that's
the
right.
grandpa's dealership.
See, even better.
I did have the body shop there in Lancaster painted back the original color, so it was painted in the early
This
70s.
color
what I
is
see. Yeah.
perfection.
It's beautiful.
So wait, you're wanting to sell it to us?
Yeah.
So here's your challenge. It's a reverse shaggle.
So you bought it for $350.
We're not taking this truck for
Okay.
free.
Oh, okay. So I
I
can
just-
convince him to take cash.
Yes.
Ooh, that's weird. It's been sitting for 30 years.
I'm thinking, what, $800 or so.
Yeah, I'd take 500 for it.
How about I give you $1,050?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Everybody wins. You triple your money, and we get a hell of a deal for
This
the
is
car.
Bizarro Day 100%.
Yeah.
It found us, and we had to make him take money. It's
More money,
It's
yeah.
the opposite of everything we've ever done.
Obviously, we're not going to take it back to original because that's not really what we do. But I think you'll be proud
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
what the finished product will be.
So would your granddad.
Well, I know Joe will do a good job on it.
We're almost there.
That's probably good. I think the guys will be impressed.
I think we're good.
It's hit or miss. I mean,
No, Joe is going to love this truck.
Here they come around the corner, and you kind of cringe at first until it starts getting a little closer and closer. But look at this thing. Look
you
at
turned it
that.
to a Ford man, Joe.
I didn't turn it into a Ford man. Damn.
Well, they've been sitting for a while.
30 years. It's been in a barn.
Can you imagine just sitting still for 30 years not moving?
As we walked up on this thing, it was just everything we hoped it would be.
And what a cherry bomb.
I guess this is your truck.
I've never really had a work truck for the shop, and I think this would be the perfect candidate. Mike, this is my truck.
I
bro.
see what's inside.
You're digging back into history, too. Easy, don't rip it.
What's the date?
You
We
met
know.
Bob Ross with his fro come out filling up your ride? Finding little artifacts in the thing, and look at that travel lodge.
Oh my God, it's got some old school stuff in there.
Wow.
So I found the owner's old shades, dude.
That's crazy. Something sitting for 30 years.
That kind of tells the story of the truck, you know.
Notes for you up there about the truck.
It's going to tell me when my next oil change is due. We like to evaluate what we have to, look forward to, what we're going to work on.
It's got a V8 in it, huh?
Damn, man.
I say we'll put an LS in it, man, and be done with it.
Easy, Mike. We get some hate mail.
A lot of folks aren't going to be happy to see an LS go on this Ford, but here's the deal. On all our projects around here, we put mostly LSs in them just because of the simplicity of them, the reliability, and the power they make. Man,
And after seeing the color, I just thought it's almost kind of a shame to repaint this thing.
I think we're going to build it. I just don't think we're going to paint it.
Hey, dude, right here.
No.
Martin Bros Custom.
Yes.
That's the only painting it
there you
needs
go,
right there.
Man, it's just gold. Today we're tearing down the 56 Ford F100. Come this way, little Brian. And I got a handful of guys gonna help me out. Go back.
I can't see.
Right there.
Come on, Blue.
Come on, VP. Well, Joe, what's the plan?
Man, that's a good question. Let's start with a hood, man. How about that?
With the hood?
Where do you guys want to hold the front of the hood?
One of the tricky things with this project is we got to be really careful with the doors, the hood. We don't want to scratch anything up. We want to preserve it the way it is. Right there, builders, right there.
Right on my new frame tables.
As far as the frame, we'll do a super trick frame. It's pretty primitive right here, Mike.
Yeah.
Big brakes, big wheels,
Manual trans, manual steering, manual brakes.
big power. We got to figure out some power to put in here, what motor, trans we're going to use.
DJ, you're in control here. What do you want to do first?
If you're ready, I'm ready. Drain the radiator right now.
We're going to need a jack and a cutting wheel.
You know, the bedwood's got to be redone. So a lot of the normal things, but we'll put some twists on there. Just get it sitting good and performing like a new truck. Look at that radio jack.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore.
Look here, Hestio's Exxon Service, Pleasant Run, Lancaster, Texas, 1986, dog.
man.
That's back in your running days, isn't it?
It sure was, man.
There's a little mouse poopy on there, man.
Hey, DJ.
Little mouse
I
poopy.
think I found
man.
some of your underwear. Oh, no.
What are those?
That's somebody's boxers.
Somebody's britches.
You always You always got a brown stain on.
He had a blowout.
Ah, put those britches,
He done
let's store those in the trash can over there. Well, we're getting ready to pull the motor out, so we got the radiator out, got the fan off, we got all the exhaust cut out.
Oh, we gotta disconnect the clutch linkage. I'm gonna join you under here, Brian. All right, it's a party down here, man. Oh, just like that. Nice little pull.
Sorry about the antifreeze down there.
How'd that taste, DJ?
Yeah, I got Ford in my mouth.
Right.
We got Ford goo dripping everywhere.
I got the goo on me. Got the goo.
Ford goo just for you.
We're taking the motor out of the old Ford truck so we can tear it down to the bare frame.
Well, are we hung on something?
Yeah, we're on the firewall.
Oh, yeah, hold on, Mike. Yeah,
We'll do something, because I'm cheating. Come back, man.
Come on up.
The motor in the 56 Ford is a 292 Y block V8,
Come on back.
and I believe it's standard equipment.
Back,
We can't get off of it, it's a thing.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to use it. We're going to get it out, and we're going to replace it with something new.
Okay, come on down.
Let that down.
Come on down. Out all the ones we got. Ooh, that's a heavy one.
So I need a motor for this Ford truck, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate emails, but I'm going to wind up having to put an LS in this thing.
When we're on the hunt for a motor, we pretty much always go to Steve Reyes. Steve's got an LS in pretty good condition, so we're gonna go check it out.
We're drawing our 56 Ford F100. The minute I laid eyes on it, I had it figured out. You know, I love the style of this truck. We never had a 56 Ford. And, you know, I'm going to keep it in the family. And if I keep costs down on this thing, I figured I'll just make it into a shop truck. You know, all these hot rod shops, speed shops have always had a work truck with their logo on the door, and they chase down parts. So it's kind of a traditional thing with, you know, a hot rod shop. All the American manufacturers in their time frame have always kind of had a similar look. But, you know, the 56 Ford was different from the 56, you know, the Dodge and the Chevrolet. Radically different. 56 Ford had this forward leaning front end. You know, the fender wells looked like it was kind of back. They're just a really good platform for customization. Everybody loves them, still loves them. We'll take the frame, trick the frame out, and modernize it. Big brakes, big wheels, big motor, new glass, new weather seals, all new interior. I'll definitely put a logo on the door, make the truck still, you know, look true to its roots, but perform like a brand new one. Those are the design aspects. We got Roy's Dragster in the shop here. Start taking all the body panels off here. And we'll prep everything. Nice. No dings or no pings or anything weird?
No, it's actually pretty straight.
Good, man. Good deal. Get it ready. Get all the stuff smoothed out. And start putting some body color on it. Brian's one of our new guys here. He's super talented. He was in the body shop doing kind of painter's helper, but we've graduated him to some metal work. And he just does great work. And so I think he's going to be a key guy to help me out on Roy's Dragster. The backbone of this truck project is obviously the frame. Get your butt up, Mike. We're going to salvage a lot of it. The center rails are in really good shape. But one of the cool things is we're going to add IFS and C-notch, modernize everything, add some tubing, some cross members. We're going to do everything in-house. It's going to be really trick, one-off for this truck. So we got our 56 Ford frame tore down, getting ready for the sandblaster.
So I'm gonna strip this Ford seat down, and we're gonna get this all apart so we can blast it, get it painted, and start building a new seat. And actually what I'm doing is I'm taking the first cover off first, because back in the day they just you go get a seat cover and they cover over the existing. So it's always twice as much work when you're stripping it down. You can see, like right here, that's what they all call the old horsehair. So that's like, that was your padding. You got a little bit of cotton padding in your horsehair. Oh. It's really gross. Definitely recommend wearing a mask when you get down to this part, because it's just crap everywhere. Not something you want to breathe in. I think it'd be cool to salvage this one and bring it back to life. We've had like 40 days of drought, and the day I'm bringing my sandblaster in, it's gonna rain all day. So Colin's here to blast. We're kind of dodging the clouds, and hopefully we can get something blasted before this rain hits us. So we got a 56 F100 mounted on the frame table. And we got everything stanchioned up, everything center line. Are we going up? Yep.
What happened?
Got it, bro?
We're going on the frame. I can't see shit.
Right about there.
We probably need somebody under it to see what's going on. Come on, DJ, hurry up, brother.
Watch those fingers. Oh, there it is. Put the cab back on, put the bed on. So basically what we can do from this point is get the fenders on and get our wheels set in here. The frame table here simulates the ground. So once the tire's on there, we got the truck set at the height we think is going to look good. And from that point, we can adjust the suspension and, 2 or 3 inches either way. Well, that looks good, man. A little bushing adjustment. Once we get that determined, we'll get our C notch.
That's cool, man.
We'll lop off the front of that frame, go throw it in the trash can.
When we're looking for stuff, there's a short list, and Reyes is always on the top of that short list.
Shag and Amanda have been coming here for a couple of years. They pretty much find anything and everything and a lot of other things that they're not even looking for.
Well, man, you know what we're here for.
Yeah, the 6.0,
Yeah.
He's got motors for everything.
motor and transmission,
You got one in good condition?
great condition.
Great condition, he
That's
says.
awesome.
What's the story with this?
It's all original. It's got the original dirt from the factory.
Wrong.
No low miles. It's got
So
about
it's-
800,000 on it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it. It's
Come
almost
on.
broken.
Oh my
This thing
god.
will run forever.
Well, we're just looking to slip it into a 56 Ford truck.
Yeah.
You know,
Honestly, you wouldn't have to do nothing. Just put the wiring harness on. We got the computer and the
let's
harness.
talk about the damage.
I normally get about 1,800 for that, but
What's the feel-good price?
I'd probably let it go for about 1,000.
I thought he was
It costs
gonna-
about $100 for my loader guy.
Oh, $100.
Yeah, but I gotta just for shag. I gotta just boost it up a little. Just about 1,000.
1,000 is
And
great.
buy our lunch.
Oh, I'll buy lunch. It doesn't matter how good of a deal you think you got.
He got
Steve
the better
got
deal.
the better deal.
Oh,
Every
oh,
time.
yeah. What's gonna make me feel good is that if we get it back to the shop and it doesn't do what you say it's gonna do,
They'll take it
you'll
back.
buy it back.
I'll pay you double if it doesn't run right. How's that?
Now that's a deal.
Hey, easy pick, easy load.
We're on the road.
Thanks again, man.
Thank you. Y'all be careful. Bye bye.
Well, the F100 frame, this generation truck, the frames are really strong. So what we're going to do is we're going to box this frame up, build our own front IFS, stub it in, and we can still use the factory frame somewhat and just add our modern technology to it. Remember all my pieces here? Yep. These brace pieces. All right. We'll start tooling these up. So what we're working on here is our front IFS kit. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our own clip that actually slides into the frame. Once we get the main pieces going, I'll have Nick come in, cut some of the components. I'll start working on the control arms. Nick, if you want to start cutting that stuff. Just all the bracketry we need, we'll cut on the plasma table.
It can cut the whole thing out usually in one shot.
And basically, it's like a big puzzle. We'll take our pieces off the plasma table, put them in place, and this fixture basically holds everything in place while we weld it. All right, let's see, Mike. Guess what I need, brother, is tie this piece to that 2x4 and then this piece in this hand. And it just kind of keeps everything true. So we'll take the old frame stuff they're doing in, and we got some modern drivability.
Hey, Joe, got a seat for you to sit in.
You got my seat already?
Got the old Ford seat.
Do you really already?
So,
Let's go look, man.
Just kind of want to see how comfortable you sitting there.
Right on. Let's go look, man.
So we kept the original seat frame for Joe's truck. It was in good condition. Most of the time they're rotted out and nasty, but this one was really nice.
Oh, that's perfect, Justin. That's perfect, man. Perfect height.
I'll probably build it up a little bit on the outside right here, so we don't.
A little bolster action.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I want to keep it kind of old school.
Yeah. Oh man, that's perfect, man.
Everything else is staying patina. I kind of want to keep that flow going.
Exactly.
My next step is just to start gluing the foam down, trimming, drawing my design, and then going forward from there.
He'd give us twice our money back if it wasn't what you
Dude,
wanted.
how's that for a guarantee?
Really?
What do you say, 02, low mileage?
Well, I mean, we'll freshen it up a little bit.
Of course.
It's going in the 56 truck, Mike. Your 56?
Going in the Ford.
The
LS in the Ford. Finally.
LS in the Ford, Mike. A lot of folks are going to be really unhappy that I put this LS in this Cherrybomb Ford truck. Reason being is they make a lot of power. They're very good, durable motors. And did I mention they're affordable? So I got my first graphic laid out here on Roy's dragster. So we kind of changed up the color ideas. We're going to do candy red and white, some black. And Roy came in and
So what color, Joe, do you put on here first?
we'll put the red. So he's sending me all these different designs.
Damn. Those are the ones
Like 20 of them in there. His buddy Eddie came up with some really cool renditions.
This thing here is really pretty cool, Joe.
Damn sure is.
It is.
Believe it or not, Roy changed his mind. He wanted candy red. Now he wants passion purple. So now I got to come up with a whole other color combo. So the purple will be on top. And look, there's silver or something in there. Like a silver outline. Look at that. It's kick-ass looking, man. See that?
Nobody has nothing like that.
No.
Don't you think?
I'm starting
I'm starting to change my mind.
So now, next thing we got to do is get everything taken apart and carefully put in the booth. We'll start masking it off, and we start getting some color on it.
I'm going to walk out here and let you put a little on it.
All right, don't be changing your mind.
You
Change
can
your
scare me
mind.
when I come back in.
Don't change your mind when you leave, Roy.
Hey, man, I like this truck, Joe.
I do too, man.
No paint. You're going to have to think old when you paint it. Like, think patina. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Hey, we got to cut these braces out of the way too, man. Right here, see that?
Oh, I'm fixing to dismember it. Don't to worry, Joe Martin.
All right, well, cut it
Not
on
to
up.
worry, brother.
Cut it on up and get this front clip ready.
You come back in a minute, there's going to be a big hole right here.
So we got to cut out the old firewall before we can put in the new IFS. We got a big transmission going in. We know we're going to need a lot of clearance. And we want to be able to move the motor back far enough to make room for all of our new drive stuff. So right now, mark it, cut it, and get it out of here.
You cut the ugly out, we'll put some cool in it. So, I mean, as you can see on the floor here, there's a lot of ugly.
How do I reduce that? If I wanted to reduce that, Joe came to me about Roy's dragster. I could drop that down. I was looking for a paint scheme. I should have paid attention to math a little more. Roy mentioned the word turquoise. Said he didn't want any kind of teal. Just moved the decimal point. He's saying it's turquoise, but he's got something else in his head, so you gotta figure out what he's talking about. A turquoise green or blue version, or, you know. Yeah, that's on the right direction. We'll put some blue in there, make it more toward the turquoise. Ooh, on the money. We could call it the Roy's not so teal turquoise. Oh, that's the stuff right there.
What I'm doing now is building some lower control arms for the 56 Ford. You know, a lot of times, in most cases, it's easier just to buy something that's already done. But in this case, we're going to cut and twist up our little frame a little bit, do our own little thing. And I got Nick cutting some pieces out of the plasma table. Meanwhile, I've been on the tubing bender. Got 1.25 inch tubing here. So just getting fit in the fixture here. Just getting everything set. So the old antiquated steering didn't drive down the road good. It wasn't designed for the speeds of the highways today. Wasn't designed for the braking. So we're going to put modern stuff in here. Modern spindles, brakes, power rack. Just way better geometry. Key is just holding everything down while we weld it, because the heat causes so much distortion. It causes everything to curl up and move. And so now we come in here and clamp this down. Little crossbar piece here. Slide in there. I mean, the fixture is made. Just these are some scrap pieces we had laying around. All the tubing, you know, when this arm comes out, it's got this little formation that holds everything in place. You know exactly where it needs to be. As long as that ball joint angle's squared away, we know the car's going to track down the road good. But everything's got to be held really tight in place. So that's why we build everything with these little clamps, just to kind of hold it in place while we put the heat on it from the welder. And just tap everything, make sure everything's cool. Everything's recessed in place. And then, you know, there's your control arm, ready to weld. It's going to be easier for me to just build one myself, set the ride height where I want, set the track width where I want. And plus, it's just cool to be able to build your own. Well, we got our first layer of graphics taped up on the dragster. And so now what we're going to do is put the second color on. So we got our base color, we got everything laid out. And then now we're going to do the purple. So the purple is probably one of the main colors on here. Once this color goes on, it'll kind of determine where everything else is going to lay out. Yeah, so we got our first color on the dragster body here. Taping it up is the big, not fun part and the most time consuming. But that's where the artistic stuff is, and taping it up, you know, even though it's not that much fun. The reward is pulling it all off and standing back and looking at it. Yeah, Roy's car is going to be hard to work on because it's 25 feet long and won't even fit in the booth. So we have to take all the panels off, pull it apart, paint it, put it back together, make sure everything lines up. Looks good, everything's lining up nice. Is it heavy? So we got our new IFS completed for this truck, and we're going to put it on the frame. And this is the moment where we find out how good our jigs worked. The front section of the frame on this truck was just the antiquated steering geometry. You know, these trucks were made to be used on a farm, you know, the farm implement, really. You know, we like to have the look of the old truck, but at the same time, we want it to be, you know, stop good, steer good, and be fast, and mainly safe.
The clampy doos are somewhere hanging down right there.
Can we put this, pull that up one more time.
So too much.
It's up about half that.
I think we're home right there.
Me and Mike were trying to get everything squared away, made the fixture for it, got it tied in.
28 3/16,
and everything's looking really good.
our little homemade clip, which is fitting really great. So hopefully it'll fit really great at the end, which will be shortly here.
We just want to get the maximum out of our shock travel. And that is real close there.
We'll just get our wheel set in here and find out.
So the IFS is in and looking really good. Everything's lining up nice, but the real test is going to be when we stand back, we eyeball it, put that wheel in there, make sure everything's squared up. Definitely be able to tell something's off if the wheel's not in there square.
Let me see, it needs to come up just a tad.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll help.
We got a 20-inch wheel in the front, yeah, so we got a big fender well. You know, if we put a small wheel in there, it just looks kind of spindly and weird, but now that we got this big tire in here, we got all the clearance we need. I mean, everything's going to turn. We got all the turning radius we need, and the truck still sits really low. I wanted to change the look of this truck, and one of those things is actually moving the wheel forward in the wheel well, and extending the wheelbase. So it just gives it a really balanced look. Makes the stance look great. Mike, but look at it. It looks cool, man. See?
Oh, yeah, that's what it needs to be right there, Joe.
I mean, for a homemade front, independent front suspension, it don't look like the nose is hanging over. With this modern geometry, we got the big brakes, we got power rack, we got all the amenities we want for modern performance steering.
Man, if you're good with that, Joe, I say let's just go with that.
Man, that's perfect, man.
Alrighty, I got the 56 F100 here. We got it all sandblasted, got it out of the rain, got it all primed up, and then now I'm getting a start on all this metal work that I gotta do. Just replacing a couple of sections of the floor here. Got some rot, and we don't need this battery box anymore, so I'm just gonna fill it in.
When you tend to roll a bead in, you don't pre-stretch, the panel will be all distorted when you try to put it back in. So the idea is to pre-stretch it, roll your bead, and then the panel lays flat when you're done. So reconnect your lines off those dots, and then let's roll that one and see how it looks. I've built a lot of cars, and I have a lot of experience, and to me, it's all about helping the younger generation. I mean, I feel like it's a dying art, and there's not a lot of people that do it, so it'd be selfish for me to be here and I'm not telling you my secrets. Why would I do that? So just help them out. And in the end, his products turn out better, our cars turn out better for everybody.
That's a win-win right there, Chad.
We're going to cut a little portion of the tunnel out right here. We got to get it out of here before we get our motor trams in. And it's just kind of crusty and rusty. So we're going to replace it anyway, so we're going to cut it and get it out of our way. So we work our way back from the firewall, basically. Start at the firewall, move back. And with this transmission, we need a lot of room. Got to build a big tunnel to accommodate it. We have to C-notch the rear so we can really drop this truck down. Then once we get to that point, we can start working out where the engine mounts go. After all that, we drop in the motor and get ready to drive this truck down the highway. So what we have here is a C-notch template for the 56 Ford truck. And this will be the little section we add into the frame that will give us all our axle travel. Got a C-notch I need you to cut out, Nick.
All right.
For the Ford truck. 3/16. Something pretty heavy, man.
We got 3/16.
Man, nice.
See that?
Wow. I mean, you weren't even playing, Nick.
And then we got our filler plates over here.
Right on. Here I have my C-notch right here for the 56 Ford truck. Basically what happens is this goes right here, tie that into the existing frame, and then we'll cut away after this is welded in place. Cut this away and it gives it that rear end travel. So we'll have this thing all boxed in onto the frame. That'll look really cool.
I might hold it, Joe. It's pretty tight.
That's it, man. That's all I need. We'll tack these in place, square them, and we'll start boxing this up. Well, when it's sitting that low, the suspension travels up into the frame, and you got to notch it, give it all that room, that extra room, so the truck can sit really low. Man, that's kick-ass.
Is it straight?
Hell yeah, it is, man.
Well, hell yeah, it is.
Next step now is just to lay out the next round of graphics on the Royce Dragster here and get it back in the booth.
We made a really cool color here, a brew of our own. Roy was adamant about he didn't want teal.
But the turquoise needs to be a real pretty turquoise.
He didn't want blue.
Yeah, I don't want the turquoise to have a blue or green effect to it.
Well, that's what turquoise is, Roy. Took some colors, some effects. What an awesome shade. It's not a teal, it's not a blue, it's not a turquoise, it's just it's like a bluequoise. So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it and ask for forgiveness later. Once we get the big stuff done, we can start moving on to the fun little detail stuff. And once we get some shadow work in here and some highlights, get these next colors in here, it'll look like everything's kind of multi-layered, kind of three-dimensional looking.
We've got one side all tacked in place, the C-notch. What we'll do, we'll come in here and weld all this up and box it up real nice, and then we'll go ahead and cut this into the frame. Now, we do that because it helps keep it steady, so we're gonna go ahead and put the other side in, and like I said, we're gonna box up and weld it up.
And we'll start our foiling. Then eventually something will go right here. This is very shot. Once we get the C-notches built, one of the things we gotta do is install the shock mounts. Well, what we have here is the last panel of the Roy's dragster. And now that I got all my colors on, all the graphics and everything, I'm gonna put his name on there. So what I'm doing is I'm laying out this template paper, which is actually just transfer tape. But I like using it because you can see through it. And so if you got other artwork you're layering over, you can see through it and see what you're doing. Basically what I'll do is I'll use it for my template. So I'll come in here and draw everything out, hit pencil, eyeball everything. When I'm happy with the scale and everything, I'll cut it out. Once I cut it out and mask it, I'll start spraying the colors in. This will be my first stencil, so I'll base it in silver. And then from there, I'll start adding some highlights and lowlights. And once we do that, pull that off, and we'll do some hand outlining. I'll lay it out now, remask everything. Once we do that, we'll pull everything up, and I can start the outlining process. We got all our lettering done. We got the silver and black in there. We got the purple that matches the rest of the card. So I think Roy's gonna dig it. We got our front clip in the 56 Ford truck that we made. Basically, now that we're adding all this horsepower, we want to strengthen the frame up. Everything's still jigged up, so now what we're doing here is making these boxing plates. Nick's cutting these out on the table. We're going to box the frame in, which just makes it very strong. So we want to get this in before we start making motor mounts. It's going to be our next step. Stay there.
So this is the 60 LS we were going to put in Joe's 56 truck. Found out it's down a cylinder. This is supposed to be in the engine. We reach in here and just grab some parts if we want, because it's toast. So I got bad news and bad news. I don't think it's supposed to be free floating like that.
What's this from?
That 60 that we got.
From my truck?
Yep. That's the problem.
That came out of my motor.
Mm-hmm. Put a screw through it and pulled it out, and it's not even attached.
Come on.
I don't think we're gonna be able to save it. So this one's all rusted. I pumped a bunch of penetrating fluid in it, but the big issue is right here. It's a crack.
Damn.
Rod tried to exit. So
how's that happening in LS, man?
Someone decided they didn't want to change the oil, I think.
We need a motor before we can make any more progress on this truck. Man, what a pain in the ass. So we finally got Roy's dragster painted up. We changed the design a little bit.
I'm fired up. He wanted to put some type of green on it.
And we came up with a really cool brew. What are you doing there, Roy?
Where are you guys?
I'm kicking, Roy. What's going on, man? And so today is going to be the first time he sees us all together. What are you doing here?
I'm checking out my car.
What makes you think it's done?
I'm curious to see what color you come up with to see if
I
it's
know you were sweating it.
Does it look good?
It looks great. Come on, man.
Let's see this bad boy.
Nice sunny day. Here it comes right now, man.
Wow. Woo. That's a makeover right there. I think it looks way good. The colors just all work together. It's
I love those colors, man.
that blue-green, I think, pulls it out.
It does, doesn't it? You know, once we got in the sun, he was really digging it.
That is cool.
It is real
cool,
cool, man. It's got a glare light. It's gonna blind the other guy. I'm real happy with it. Very pleased. It's very bright. I think it makes the car look longer.
It does.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
the lines on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, put a lot of work into it, but it's all worth it whenever the customer sees it and they love it.
Now we need the motor in the thing, Roy.
We can take care of that, Joe.
You gonna go put a motor in it?
Yeah.
Take it to the track, huh?
I think it looks killer, so.
Dying to try it.
Oh man, I'm dying to see it go down the track.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. I love it.
I see a racetrack.
Oh, man.
Well, it's a really exciting day today. We're here in the Alamo City Motorplex in San Antonio. We're gonna check out Roy's dragster.
Well, I'm excited to see what Roy's going to be able to do. I'm sure he's going to put on a show.
He's a walking show anyway, man.
Yeah.
Oh hell, there's Roy right there. I bet it sounds pretty damn good there.
Yeah. That's good, probably right there.
We want to see it all, Roy. It's nice to be able to see it all put together out in the sun, right? Thing took up half our shop, Roy.
Yeah, that is kick-ass.
Badass.
Yeah, it is.
Roy's had this car for quite a while, but he's always upgrading the motor and putting something new in there. And so he's got a pretty nasty big block in there. And we're going to test and tune it today, see what it does.
And we're going to run 1/8 of a mile, so a couple hundred yards. It's sort of like a test and tune.
This is the second race car we've done for Roy, and we have yet to see any of them go down the track.
It just depends on track conditions. You know, it's kind of cool today, but the sun's out, so the track will warm up. The car might start hooking really good.
We'll roll through the water box to put some heat in the tires and do a burnout, and then back up and stage the car, and then the track will trigger the lights, and we'll let it rip.
The biggest thing today is you got to know what's going on and when it's happening. Pretty much right after the burnout, and they roll up to the tree, you plug your ears, and, you know, they're gone before you know it.
Spool it up. Then, man, it's like smacking in the ass with a rocket tied to your ass, you know? And, I mean, there's nothing like it.
You don't hear it, you feel it. You can feel the rumble in the chest, and it's just like, oh my God.
It's pretty cool seeing the work that we did on it, but to be honest, I mean, once he takes off, you're not worried about the paint job.
You're sitting 2 inches off the ground. You're strapped in. You can't, you know, got this giant motor behind you. It's just a rush.
For me personally, when you're going that fast, you want to pay attention. There ain't no texting, I can promise you that.
The cars are light. You got these little tiny tires, and you don't have to steer too much. You can't do too much steering. You know, something's in trouble.
All the work that we did on the car, it looks really good, and it's nice to see it done and him enjoying it.
Yeah, it's been so long since I drove it. It woke me up a little bit. I knew what to expect, but like riding a bike.
It's just a simple fact to get to watch Hollywood, a.k.a. Roy, race. Hey, it made my day.
I'm feeling real good about it, yeah. I didn't even knock the paint off. I guess it ain't fast enough.
I figured the paint would pick up a tenth.
They look good on the track.
It looked great, Roy.
Good.
Went straight, just like, you said, drove like a Cadillac.
Yeah, I mean, just straight as an arrow.
Yeah. This season on Iron Resurrection.
Not exactly what we were expecting.
Hit it!
The ladies can't get enough of the pump.
All right, let's rock. Don't drop it.
He drinks different coffee than I drink in the morning, I promise you.
Damn, DJ, you look like Burt Reynolds in there, man. I love it.
Wire it, fire it, and then it's good to go.
बोलिए नाथों की नाथ की से भोले जी कारेल बहुत प्यार नम करे अनेक ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश नहीं पे सब ढारे ले कमलहरी के माने ले यादव जी जलवा चढ़ावे ले कमलहरी के माने ले यादव जी जलवा चढ़ावे ले
It's been sitting in this barn since 1990.
This truck has been parked longer than Brian's been alive.
And it looks better, too.
Oh, man. Shots fired.
This thing fell right out of the cherry tree, man. I got a good customer, Roy, coming in today, bringing his dragster.
I think she needs a makeover.
We're going to do a little paint work on it.
No ghost flames, no skulls, just clean look.
No flames or skulls?
No, sir. No.
Are you sure, Roy?
I'm real sure.
I'm Joe Martin. I've been building cars and bikes since I was just a little kid. My team hunts down rusted wrecks.
Are we gonna work today, Joe, or what?
We knock out the ugly and put in the cool. And turn these buckets of rust into street art. This is Iron Resurrection. Hey, check these pictures out.
Wow. That is cool looking.
That's pretty cool, man.
What year is that?
56. So I got an email about an old 56 Ford truck that belongs to Amanda's uncle. So it's been parked since 90.
Oh my lord, for 30 years?
It's been sitting there for years. It's supposed to be in pretty good shape. It was running when it was parked.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
You'll definitely have to send Shag and Amanda out to look at this thing.
He was like, get in the car and go.
Mandy called, and she wants me to meet her at her uncle's place to check out this old Ford truck.
It'll take me 3.5 to 4 hours to get there. Shag's only an hour away, but I will still beat him there.
I mean, I'm more of a Cadillac. She's more of a Firebird.
Did you call me from the Texaco or something?
Did you get stuck in traffic?
Man, I shouldn't have taken so long at lunch. So what are we looking at here?
We're here to check out Terry's 56 Ford truck. There he is.
What's up, guys?
Hey!
I did kind of a amateur restoration on it.
Terry's son-in-law, John, is a car guy, too, so he's come along for the ride today.
I've heard the stories about it being in the barn and just being kind of abandoned there.
It's been parked in this barn since 1990.
Oh, my gosh.
Went back the door.
I love that color.
The color is Meta Mist Green. That's the original color of it.
Man, only thing missing is a wax job. Polish this thing up, it's ready to go.
It's all original wire. In fact, the engine has never been touched.
The body style's amazing.
Perfect
the color's
condition.
Amazing. The patina's perfect.
Dad, after World War II, became part owner in a